Hello everyone, I'm Psychotic, and that's also my screen name. We are back with episode 29 of our Medieval Dynasty Season 2. Today we're going to make a run on the mine for some iron to see if we can't finish getting our tools sorted so that they are making exactly what they need to use. We're also going to work on getting at least 3, possibly 4 houses up and the second mine going. We'll see where we go from there. That's likely going to take most of the stream, but there will be quite a bit of math involved in the sorting of the tools, but that'll be probably the midpoint. But if you learn anything useful today, or if you have a good time, please don't be afraid to drop a like. If you're feeling friendly, maybe go ahead and subscribe. But either way, let's go ahead and load in. Alrighty, we got everything together so that we could go straight for our iron run, straight out the gates today. So let's go ahead and do that from the beginning here. It's going to be a little bit boring in the beginning, but we need the iron to get our tools set up right. So we tried to set them up at the end of stream yesterday. The problem was we didn't have any iron, so we couldn't see what percentage was yielding what amount of tools. So we're going to get ourselves some iron and manage that. Hey, James. Oh. There's one. There is some bronze and some tin mixed in with this, and we're just going to skip over that for the most part, because at this point we can make more off of just getting extra iron than we can off of gathering that as well. It's just going to waste some time. So I think the iron is going to be the better bet as far as money goes. It's definitely worth more according to our breakout of pricing. That's 10. So if you accidentally click on an ore deposit that you don't actually want to mine, your pickaxe takes durability every time you hit the deposit, not just when it's finished. So if like with that tin one, if you're not paying attention and you go to swing, if you turn to where it doesn't make the thunk, it doesn't take the durability. So if you go to swing and see, oh shit, that's tin, you can turn your head and not lose durability off your pickaxe. So we're going to actually refine this so that we can see what the villagers can do percentage-wise. Now the nice part is we don't really have to hurry. As soon as we dump this stuff in, they're going to start trying to make stuff out of it. But as soon as we go into the management menu, it's going to pause the game. So we don't have to worry about them using it all out from under us while we're trying to figure out what we actually need. Alright. So throw that stone in there. That's at least a house right there. Alright. And then we can... So the game is technically paused right now, which will give us the time that we need to figure out what we need production-wise. So let's come on down here. We're going to have to redo the math for the pickaxes because I did not save any of that. So let's go to extraction. So there's only 2 buildings that we have that use pickaxes. The excavation shed. So we've got 53.47 plus 12.01. And that uses 2 durability, and that uses 2 durability. Okay, so we want to multiply that by 2. And then we're going to come over here to the mine. And here, we're only doing the one thing, and it's 2 durability per. So we're going to add that 130.96 plus 2 times 46.17. And that's going to give us 223.3. So we know that our iron pickaxe has a durability of 600. So we're going to take 223.3 divided by 600. So we need to make 0.373 pickaxes per day. So if we come back over here, we can come down to our smithy 3 here. And we can go down to our pickaxe. Nope, not smithy 3, it's the smithy 2. Which we have all in on bronze. Oh, okay. I don't know why I had that. Oh, because they can't handle that much iron. That's right. They can't mine enough iron to keep up with them. Okay, so as long as these guys still have materials, we're going to leave them on these three until they're done with that. So we'll come over here and we're going to back this off. That's probably more than enough. Okay, so we need 0.373. So if we come down to our iron pickaxe, we can 0.38. 0.373, 0.38, close enough. It's really interesting to watch you play this game. I played a lot differently. That's fair. I tend to approach video games very intellectually and less of a... it's still a game to me. Like, I know it's not real, but I try to be lazy and get as much done as I can just through intellect as opposed to brute force. And I know a lot of people don't play that way. That's why I tend to prefer these slower games. I'm not so much up on fast-paced combat as I am finding and manipulating systems through mathematics and logic. And yes, I approach most things in my life very differently than most people. Neither way is more correct than the other. They are both just as valid. It's just different. Okay, so we're going to come up here now. So we did our pickaxes. So let's check our woodsheds. So they're the only two that use axes. So for our axes, we know that the iron axe has a durability of, I believe it's 500? 500, yep. So we're going to go into woodshed. And for this, we've got logs. So the sticks are free time. They're just hands. But the logs use durability from the axe. So we're doing 114.68 times 2. Plus our other woodshed is doing firewood. No, all three of these are free time. So that's all that we have right now for our axe is just that 229.36. So 229.36 divided by 500 is 0.46. So we need 0.46 in iron axes. I have a lot of surplus of a lot of things when they build up, and then when I turn down production I don't have to worry about it because I have a huge buffer. That's fair, but I like to try to... Oh wow, it worked out to 0.46 exactly. Fantastic. The problem that I have is if I wing it like that, I tend to go way dramatically over what I actually need to the point that it is detrimental. Usually I will completely fill up storage before I realize there's a problem, and then I have to try to work to get the storage back down. And by trying to deplete storage, I will go too far in the other direction, and then I wind up out of things again. So I try to just do the math and get it as close to even as possible, and that way we've got what we have coming in is what we have going out. So it works out a little bit better for me. So for our hunting is going to be the only thing that we have right now that uses knives. Build more storage. Yeah. In Season 1, we had the issue, though, of we were running up against our build cap, so we couldn't really build more storage. But generally speaking, that's what I do. I know when I play a lot of survival games like Grounded or Minecraft or things like that, I tend to have a room that is just completely wall-to-wall storage containers. And it starts out very organized. I have, the ores go here, the rocks go here, building materials go here, etc. And then once the original chests fill up, then it just starts getting random. As I'll have that whole room full of chests, and then eventually it will become completely full. And then I'll just start slapping chests wherever I can find space and throwing random crap into them. And then I get upset and try to organize, and it becomes a whole big thing. So I try to streamline as best as I can. I have it near villages to make it easier to sell. Fair. I try not to sell the base materials, though, because you can, generally speaking, make more out of other things. Hunting. So our hunting lodge, we are doing meat and leather. So meat is 2 durability per, and leather is 1 durability per. So we're going to take 121.34 times 2 plus 131.22. So we're at 373.9. And if we go into our inventory, these are also 500. So we have 373.9 divided by 500. So we need 0.75 knives just for what we're actually using per day. No wonder we were having knife problems. Jeez, guys. Okay, so we'll go down to our iron knives. Just saying that it's nice to see somebody actually doing it properly and calculating things. I appreciate that. I am nothing but a big ol' nerd, that's for sure. Alright, so we need 0.75, 0.77 is the closest we can get for now. But the iron knives are where the money's at. They're actually worth more than the shears. So for that, this is eventually going to become our dump stat. But right now, I just want it at what we need. I can see it says firewood and planks uses 1 durability and log. Right. We had it set up to where this shed was doing nothing but logs, and then this shed was doing enough logs to make enough firewood for the village, and then doing sticks and planks with the remainder. The problem is we were getting to the point where we had almost 700 logs, and we were not using them nearly fast enough. So I completely voided this of logs and was taking out of what the first woodshed was producing. And then we were still getting a surplus, so I took this down a little bit and then ramped up the sticks over here, because the sticks we can turn into baskets and sell those as well. Alright, so our hunting lodge is now covered. Now the farming is going to be a little awkward because I don't remember exactly what it takes to do what. So I believe our bags, it takes 1 bag to both fertilize and seed 1 field of 100. So it takes 50 durability to fertilize and 50 durability to seed. So we're going to need 3 bags per season, except winter when we don't plant anything. But that's also not coming out of our iron. Now the hoe, I don't remember exactly how much durability a hoe takes per hit. So that's something that I would like to experiment with. We can actually do that right now. Do we have an iron hoe handy? Iron knife. We do not. So let's go ahead and make one. I think it's 4. It might be 2. We need 1 of those, and I think 1 stick. Because I think the hoe that we have on us is bronze. So let's make an iron tool. We're going to make a hoe. Okay. So now we are going to go to farming and field. And we're just going to make 1 square. And we are going to equip said iron hoe and hoe the square. As soon as I figure out what I'm doing. Iron hoe. Oh, we did have an iron hoe. That's alright. This one gives us a fresh one so we don't have to worry. Okay. So 1 hit with the hoe takes 1 durability. Now, if we fertilize this, is it still only 1 durability? Because for the most part, that initial hit is never going to be done again because our fields are up and going. So we're not going to worry about that particular aspect. Where did I put the field? So right here. Ah. Nope. Okay. So we know it's missing 1 durability. It should be missing 2 now. Iron hoe is still only missing 1 durability. What the hell? Okay. Oh, now it's missing 2. It needed to finish the animation. Okay, so if it's 1 durability per, we have 3 fields, and they are being used at minimum twice per year. So that's going to be 600. And then the cabbage field is going to be an extra 100 every year, and an extra 200, or an extra 100, yeah, extra 100 every year. So that's 700, and then, so basically we're looking at 750 per year, because we do a second field every other year of cabbage. So we'll just go with an average. So we need 750 durability per year. Okay, so we're going to have to divide that by 12, because there's 12 days in a year. So that's going to give us 62.5 durability per day. And with this having a durability of 600, that means that we need 0.12 hoes per day. That one was kind of complicated. That is a good point. I don't know if I put any points into them, though. Let's check farming. Skilled farmer, additional crops, summon the mount. Okay, so there is one for reduced durability. It's the careful farmer, but I have no points in it, so that's moot in this particular instance. If you do have points in here, this is going to seriously scrag your calculations. But since we know that it is 1 durability per swing... Hey, Stesso, what's going on, man? But since we know that it's 1 durability per swing, you can just know now that it's 1 durability per swing, because we actually demonstrated that. So that's handled. So now we're going to go back to our iron hose. And we need 0.1, well, technically 0.11. Okay, 0.15 is going to have to do. We're going to be a little bit over, but that's okay. Because if we go down to 1%, that's not enough. So we're going to leave it at that, and when we start to get excess, and it's going to take a while, we're talking like years before we start having extras, then we'll just have to pay attention to that. Now the real problem is going to be the scythe. I don't have any reliable way to test the scythe. Feeling sorry for myself and slowly dying. Got the flu beer virus. Oh my! Had a little much, did you? Don't feel bad. We've all been there. Okay, so with the scythe, that's going to be our big downfall. Is it's not controlled tested. So we're coming up on winter, so we're not going to have anything to swing at anyway. Oh, sick. Okay. I'm sorry, man. That sucks. I hate being sick. That is like the worst feeling in the world. Do we have any extra coins? We do. Alright. So the only thing that we really have to worry about now is the scythe. I'm not sure. Okay, so bags are going to be the thing that we need to worry about next. So it's half a durability per interaction with a bag, which means that we're going to take that 750 that we just figured out, and we are still going to, well, we're going to take that and we're going to divide it by 2, and then we're going to divide that by 12, and then we're going to divide that by 100. So we need 0.32 bags per day. So if we come to our sewing hut, Right. So we're going to need 0.32 times 2. So we need 0.64 linen fabric per day. Oh my. Or 0.79, that's cool too. We're going to head back to town, to our village, and make some linen so that we can get a percentage on bags. Alright, so if we put this in there, we're going to do the same thing for bags. The scythe is going to take some testing. I did a quick wiki check, and they don't even have how much durability is removed from the scythe. So, oh, that one we're going to have to actually manually test as well. 0.64 bags per day. Or no, 6.4 was linen fabric. We need 0.32 bags per day. So where is the bag? Did I miss it? Well, all these are locked. I always forget that it sorts the ones that you have versus the ones that are locked. Okay, so we want 0.32. We get 0.31 or 0.47. I guess we're going a little over. Okay, so if we do 0.47 times 2, we actually need 0.94 of this. Whoa. Okay, well that's a hell of a jump. Alright, then we can dump the rest back into simple shoes. We'll just keep doing the hats ourselves for now. I would like to automate that to some extent as well, but if I recall correctly, the hats are super slow. And it might be better to make a second one of these to deal with those. Or at least wait until this one is upgraded to the tier 3 so we have 2 people in it. Because that's what we're going to be making for money. So we've got 3.11 plus 0.38 plus 0.46 plus 0.15 plus 0.15 plus 4.3 plus 0.14 is 8.69 times 5 is 43.45. And our iron hammer, which we don't have on us, because of course we don't. Why would we do something useful? Iron. Okay, so that's going to be 2 of these and 1 stick. Okay. So we got 43.45 divided by... I didn't even check the damn hammer. 600. So that's 0.08. So we're going to drop our iron knives back just a little bit. And then we're going to add our iron hammer. And I think that's the last of the iron tools that's not accounted for. But those are weapons. We want tools. Oh, those are weapons too. Because we're not pulling out clay. We don't really need that much of it. So we're not going to worry about that. So we need 0.08. Perfect. Alright, then we can put the rest of the points back into iron knives, and they should be good to go. The only thing that I'm worried about is that we may run out of iron. Because, well, let's see. So we've got 3.11 times... Oh, no. That's bronze. Okay, so we've got 0.38 times... Nope. 0.38 times 4 plus 0.4. You know what? There's an easier way to do this. Everything that's times 4. So we've got 0.38 plus 0.46 plus... I think Co is 2. Yep. That's 1. That's 2. That's 4. So 0.14. Times 4. Okay. Plus 4 times... No, not 4 times. 2 times 3.92 plus 2 times 0.15 plus 4.22. So that's 12.66 plus 0.15 for the iron shearing scissors. So that's 12.81 iron per day that we're going to be using. So how much are we actually refining? Oh yeah, we'll be fine. We're only actually using about half of what we have. Okay. That makes me happy. Alright. And then we can change over the tool stall. Once we clear out all of these bronze things, we can change them over to selling iron knives. We just need to make sure that the amount of iron knives that they sell per day leaves the amount of iron knives that we need per day left over. No, I'm actually using Windows Calculator. If you hit the Windows button on your keyboard and type in CALC, that's the one I use. I do, however, change its view to scientific so that I can use parentheses, because sometimes it does some derpy things. So I break things out by parentheses, probably more than I have to, but at least that way I know the math's right. Hey, our kiddo's got a quest.
Hello.
Look what I found. It's for you. Very nice. Thank you. How's it going, little cub? Daddy, I'm hungry. There should still be some stew left in the cauldron. But Mummy made that one. And? And it tastes funny, like rotten fruit. She must have been generous with the wine again. What's that? Nothing. Daddy will get you something. What would you like? Pie. Should have guessed that one. Any specific kind? Baked one. A real connoisseur. Fruit pie. We're just going to buy one. We're not going to bother with, well, I don't think we actually can make one yet. I'm not going to bother with a backup spear. We use it so infrequently. But like the bandits, sometimes we've had to poke a couple of bandits. Well, we did it enough that we broke our copper spear. Granted, we were well into bronze and we never upgraded to bronze, but we did use our backup spear enough that we did fully break a copper one. So it's probably a good idea to have at least something on hand. Right? 38, yep, perfect. And 108 stone. We do not have enough stone for all 3 houses, so we're going to start off by building the 2 that we can. So we're going to have to get them staffed anyway. And then we'll see about getting the mine done. So the large houses give you a much bigger happiness boost than the tier 2 houses do. But otherwise, there's really not a noticeable difference. They can still have 2 children, that's the important part. You don't want your villagers in regular houses, so you want them to be able to have 2 children to replace themselves. But these bigger houses give them more happiness than the regular house does. And it's more still if you do stone. Not to mention it takes fewer firewood to keep them happy. Which we're going to have to reevaluate firewood again after we get more people in here. That's the nature of the beast. I do think, though, that I'm going to take the animal... Well, maybe not. I would like to take the animal keeper out of the horse pen. Because we've discovered with the donkeys that they will breed without a handler and without food. So I feel like having a handler there, which is giving them food, is a waste. However, that person is also getting farming XP by being there, because the animal husbandry actually gives quite a bit of farming XP fairly quickly. That's something that we didn't check, is how our distribution for parents changed. We did lose a hunter. That's not good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Okay. Okay, we're still good. Really? The food stall's out? Oh, they finally sold out of flatbread. Right before the next season. So that was perfect timing. And then these guys... Oh, that's because we had two of them going at it. That's why. But yeah, right before... We didn't have any bandits this episode. That's disappointing. Especially now that we're all kinds of kitted out. I really wish that we could at least get leather armor, though. Some kind of defensive something other than a perk would be good. Because if we get shot in the head with an iron crossbow with an iron bolt, it's still going to kill us, even with max ranks and increased hit points and max ranks and reduced damage. That is still a one-shot. So I would really like to have some way to mitigate that possibility. At least make them hit us twice. Tailor up so that we can have them making the hats as well for us. But I want to get more sheep in line for that first. Because right now I don't think we're producing enough wool to really automate much of hat making. And there's still going to be the excess. We're going to have to hand make whatever we harvest. And we do need to keep harvesting it because wool is worth enough that it is literally wasting coins if we don't trim them ourselves as well. And because of the way that we're managing our flax, we should always have plenty enough flax for it. We're doing fine on shoes. And we re-up the baskets, and the vials are doing fine. We're in great shape. We are in fantastic shape. So yeah, we'll probably start off our next episode by doing the same thing we did this time, except at the other mine. We're going to dig in and grab some iron, and then we're going to attempt to build one more house and get a male hunter and a female hunter and some more people for extraction. But it is about that time, guys. It's almost exactly that time. So we're probably going to stop the stream here. If you guys learned anything useful or if you had a good time, please don't be afraid to drop a like. And if you're feeling friendly, maybe go ahead and subscribe. But either way, you guys have a fantastic rest of your night. And we will catch you next time. Thanks for watching.